Hey everyone, welcome back. About a week or two ago, we had a discussion about off-camera flash, how to start, how to use it, how it works, how to set your ambient. Some people may have been confused, not totally understand. We're going to try to explain the basics and how to set it up initially, get your ambient, and take a shot right after this. All right, we're in my house here. And you can see here we have special guest, Mr. James Hetfield from Metallica. No Vahagen, this one's for you. What we want is these lights on the back side. These are lamps. I'll show you which way we got here. So my lamps in my living room. This could be a cityscape, a sunset, whatever's in the background. Okay, my trigger is off, my light is off. This is just setting up for the ambient light itself. What we want to do is we want to have our settings for the ambient light how we want it. There's no correct, no wrong. This is your image. You pick how you want the background to look. Adjust your settings. I think I like it somewhere about here. We take the picture. This is our ambient light. Okay. We see our ambient light in the back. Is how we want it. But little mini James here is a little underexposed. Now we turn on our flash and we don't touch the camera settings. The camera settings now are set for the lamps, the ambient on the wall in the room over there. These lights in the background could be a sunset, a cityscape, a reception hall with decorating lights in the back that the couple paid for, had it lit the way they want. And this is them, say, on the dance floor. The environment and the premise of this does not change. What we're looking at is ambient background light that we have now set our camera for. That light is not changing. We're in a controlled environment. Those lights, I can't turn up, I can't turn down. They exist, and now the camera's set for those. What we want to do is we want to light Mini James here to go along with our ambient. So what we do is we do not touch our camera settings, and we turn on our flash. Now, I do have it in TTL, and we can take a shot, and we can see what we get. Now, as we can see, we've now lit Mini James, and our ambient light has not changed because our camera settings have not changed. If we change our shutter speed, which controls ambient, not the flash, we can change our ambient, as you can see, with shutter speed. We can darken it. We can brighten it up. Let's say we want a little bit darker ambient light. Our shutter speed is up. Our shutter speed, as long as we stay within sync speed, will not affect our flash. Now Mini James is lit, and you can see that the ambient light is darker because we changed our shutter speed. If we change our aperture or our ISO, that's going to affect the light in both spaces, the flash and the ambient light. But we want to keep the ambient the way we want, and because I'm on TTL, I'm metering for Mini James. So select, we'll go back, turn off our trigger. That removes the light. I'm using a Z9. This is mirrorless, so it's going to brighten up the scene when I have the flash on. So I want to select what my ambient I want to be. And sometimes you can manually focus, or you can focus on the lamp in the back. And this is what I want it to look. This is the brightness that I'm choosing as a creative or what somebody wants. And again, we take our shot, and he's lit by the ambient in the living room. Now I do have lights on for lighting me, so he does have a little bit of light on him. But he's still a little dark. So again, we turn on our flash. We don't touch our settings in our camera. We take another shot, and now Mini James is lit. Whether he's bright, dark, that's flash power. We can change our flash power. We can even go down. We'll go down a little bit. Take another shot. Now he's more aesthetically pleasing with the light that's on him. If we do not like the light on him, our subject, we change the light, not the camera. The camera still remains the same. All right. Hopefully that helped everybody understand how we set the ambient light before using a flash. Even if you could, even if it's confusing, take your trigger off the camera, take the light out, and just look at the scene. What do you want it to look like? So, quick review. Ambient setting, how you want it. These are my settings. We focus, take a shot, and usually with mirrorless, you don't even have to take the picture. But for showing you guys, we're taking the shot. Mini James, underexposed, ambient light, exposed, how we choose. Turn on our flash. Now if you're in manual flash power, not TTL, you may have to adjust your flash settings. We take our shot with flash. The ambient light remains the same. The flash is lighting our subject. Our subject is bright or dark. We change our flash power only. We do not adjust the ambient light in the room. If we change any of the camera settings, it will change the ambient. If we now choose we want brighter lights in the background, we turn our flash off, we adjust. That's how we like it. We turn our flash back on, we take our shot. Our light in the background is now brighter. Our subject is still lit. But these are the differences between shutter speed. These are the differences between shutter speed and our choice of background. Bright or darker, and that's shutter speed only. If he is too bright, we would lower our flash power. If he's too dim, we would raise our flash power. We do not touch the camera once we set ambient light in any scene that we are using flash. And it's your choice to decide if you need flash in the scene or not. Whatever light you're lighting your subject with, whether it be a flash, an LED, a reflector, it doesn't matter. You set your ambient first. However you want the scene to look behind your subject, whatever interest you have, then you adjust your light for that person, subject, and you adjust the power of that light, flash power, LED power, reflector. You can change it from white to silver, it doesn't matter. Any external source to light your subject is separate from the ambient exposure. There's two exposures. Ambient exposure, set your camera, leave it alone, set your exposure with your light for your subject. The only time you change your camera settings is if your ambient light changes. An example of that could be a sunset. The sun's fading down, it's getting dimmer, you would lower your shutter speed to raise the ambient light. But then you leave it alone until the ambient light changes. So I hope this helps understand on how to set your ambient while using a flash or any external light source. It doesn't matter the light. Try something out, practice in your house. This is an easy way with lamps. You could use anything in the background that is lit. You can put Christmas lights up, LED lights, string lights. It doesn't matter. Just try it out. You can throw an LED light up, use a little figurine like Mini James here, and give it a shot. See how it reacts. This does not show light position. It doesn't show the proper lighting technique on how you want your subject to look. This is just the basics of setting up your flash in order to start taking photos. Once you set up your flash for power, then you can move your light around and see what looks best for you and your subject at hand. So recap. Set your ambient, leave your camera alone, turn your flash on, take a shot, adjust flash power for your subject, and then you can play around with the light. So, like I said, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it's understanding. Hope this helps, and we'll see you next time. Stay safe, keep shooting. See you guys later.